My name is Ryan Collins, and the day my father lost control over a simple family discussion is one I will never forget. That morning, what should have been a routine weekend breakfast turned into a nightmare, and I realized how fragile family dynamics can be when anger goes unchecked. It started in the kitchen at our childhood home. My dad, Robert Collins, had always been a strict man, someone who demanded obedience and loyalty in ways that often felt suffocating. He wasn't abusive in the traditional sense, but his temper and expectations were intimidating. My mother had learned to navigate his moods carefully, and I had grown up tiptoeing around his anger. That Saturday, I had returned home to discuss a personal decision with him. I wanted to move across the country for a job opportunity. It wasn't just a new job, it was a career-changing position in a city that offered growth and independence. I knew he would disapprove, but I had hoped we could have a calm conversation. As I walked into the kitchen, my father was already seated with his newspaper and a mug of coffee. My mom was quietly clearing the breakfast table. "Dad, I need to talk to you about something important," I said, keeping my voice calm. He didn't look up. "If it's another one of your big ideas, Ryan, I don't have time for it." "I promise it's serious," I said. "I got a job offer in Chicago. It's a really good opportunity, and I think it's the right move for me." His head snapped up. His eyes narrowed, and suddenly, I felt the familiar surge of tension that always preceded a storm. "What do you mean, move to Chicago?" "You're staying here with your family. That's non-negotiable." "I understand that, Dad, but this is about my career, my life." "You'll do what I say, or you're out," he shouted, slamming his hand on the table. The room shook with the force of his anger. I froze, shocked by the intensity of his reaction. "Dad, please calm down. I'm just asking you to hear me out." "Sign it or leave the family," he yelled suddenly, grabbing a legal-looking document from the table, something related to our family business, something I had never been comfortable signing without thought. "If you won't agree to my terms, you're done here. You don't get a say in this house." My heart pounded. I didn't sign it. I refused. That's when things escalated further. He grabbed his coffee mug, hot, freshly brewed, steaming, and flung it toward me. I barely had time to react. The mug shattered against the counter, and boiling liquid splashed over the edge, missing my shoulder by mere inches. The smell of burnt coffee filled the room, and my mom gasped. "Ryan, get out!" my dad screamed, his face red, veins visible in his neck. I held up my hands. "I'm leaving, Dad. But I'm not signing anything. You can't force me." I walked toward the door, keeping my eyes on him and my mind focused on staying calm. My mom trailed behind me, whispering, "Be safe. Don't let him pull you back in." As I drove away, I felt a mix of fear, anger, and relief. Fear for how close the situation had come to physical harm. Anger at my father for losing control in such a dangerous way. Relief that I had removed myself before things got worse. Over the next few days, I stayed with a friend. My mother called me often, apologizing for my father's behavior and confirming that she understood my decision to leave temporarily. I began to realize that my independence was not only necessary for my career, but also for my mental and physical safety. Eventually, my father calmed down. My mom mediated a conversation where he apologized, though reluctantly, for the coffee incident and his shouting. He admitted that he had acted out of fear of losing control, of seeing me make decisions he couldn't influence. I didn't forgive him immediately. Forgiveness would take time. But I understood that setting boundaries was crucial. Standing firm, walking away, and prioritizing safety were not acts of defiance. They were acts of survival. That day taught me something important. Love and family loyalty are not synonymous with blind obedience. True family relationships require respect, understanding, and the ability to honor personal choices, even when they challenge long-held expectations. When I finally moved to Chicago, I did so with confidence, knowing I had stood up for myself. And while my relationship with my father remained complicated, I had gained something far more valuable: the knowledge that protecting myself, calmly and decisively, is never wrong.